Okay, now I'm starting the YouTube video over here for Melanie because she's not here. So, I'm making a YouTube video. It is a new month. It is April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. See, that was my April Fool's to you. I was talking to you with my microphone muted. It is April 1st, Wednesday, April 1st. April 1st, Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. First grade math. Okay, let's quickly just go over the homework from last night. So it is additional practice, I'm going to put it here, additional practice, pages 179 and 180. Everyone good? Okay. It says, find the value of a group of coins. Oh, did everyone bring their coins? I have a bag of coins. Did everyone bring their coins so we can look at the coins today? Oh my, I have a whole bag of coins. So, as you can see, I have a copper penny. Whose coins are those? Good job. I have a copper penny. It is Lincoln, President Lincoln on one side. What's on the back? The Lincoln Memorial, maybe? We have a penny. We have a silver nickel. Wow, I got some old coins here. They changed the coins over the years also. This is the nickel. There's a different picture on each side. There's the small silver dime. You know, the small one is 10 cents. Penny's 1 cent. The nickel's 5 cents. The dime is 10 cents. Look at the front and the back and the quarter. The big silver one. The penny is the only copper one. And there are different pictures on, especially on the quarters. They did a lot of new pictures on the quarters. Okay, so on the top of on page 179, it looks like this. Melanie, additional practice from last night. Okay, page 179. Find the value of a group of coins. So we're going to be adding the coins all together. We're going to look at it at a group of coins. So, find the value of a group of coins. Use counting to find the value of a group of coins. Find the value of 5 dimes and 3 pennies. Hi, Leonie. So, a dime is 10 cents. So let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We have 5 dimes, so that equals 50 cents. Then we have 3 pennies. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to add them all together. 50 plus the 3 pennies equals 53 cents. And I can show you on the whiteboard. We had 5 dimes. 10 cents each equals 50 cents. These are dimes. And then we had 3 pennies equals 3 cents. Everyone's used to my drawings already. I know, they're used to my circles. These are my circles. So we have 5 dimes, counted by 10 to add those up, and we have 3 pennies. 1, 2, 3. So 50 plus 3 equals 53 cents. This is what we're going to be doing in this lesson. We're going to be adding the coins up all together. Okay. Very good. Number 1 on the bottom of the page. That was the top of the page. Now go to number 1 on page 179. Number 1, we have 3 dimes. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 dimes, 10 cents each dime. A dime is 10 cents. Then we have 1, 2, those are 4 pennies. So now we're going to add to our 3 dimes, 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. So we're going to count by tens for our dimes, 10, 20, 30. We have 30 cents. Then we're going to add by ones for our pennies because they're 1 cent each. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. So we're going to add our 30 cents and our 4 cents together. 3 dimes, 10, 20, 30. 4 pennies, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 30 plus 4 equals 34 cents. You can write that symbol for cents, or you can write CENTS. 34 cents. Very good. That was number 1. Number 2. So I'm going to put on the chat number 1, page 179. This is our homework from last night. Was 34 cents.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Miss Blaine.
Hi.
Hey, sisters.
What?
I'm you.
Who's on mute? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Miss Blaine, you're on mute.
I'm on mute. Aiden, can you?
You are on mute.
I am on mute. Okay. Better now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay.
I have a question, Miss Blaine, regarding to the homework.
Yes.
That is on personalized, right?
Yes, you have to go into Math, Pearson, onto the curriculum. It's not in their textbook. You have to go into Pearson, you go into classes, you go into first grade, and then you scroll down to Unit 13, and then you go into the Unit 13, and then you scroll down to where it says additional practice, and the homeworks are in there.
When it's in our home page, it has My Work and Explore. It has on Explore.
On the curriculum,
Yes.
why is my phone, my thing keeps muting. Can I go over this with you after the class? Cause I don't have that in front of me. I have just my video in front of me.
Which class we are? Because that's the thing. I don't think anybody has it.
Well, yeah, it was the homework from last night. So they should have done it and then scanned it, sent it to me. So, I mean, if you don't have it, I'm putting it on the whiteboard. They could just follow along with what I'm doing here on the whiteboard. They could just get a blank piece of paper, and just put page 179, and then you can put the work on a blank piece of paper for now.
Alright, that sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, because you guys don't have, you only have the lessons in the work in the textbook. Okay, so that was number 1, 34 cents. Number 2, you have 4 dimes. Page 179, number 2. Guys, you gotta mute your microphone. And why does it mute me? Okay, so number 2 is 4 dimes. What?
Can you repeat number 1 again, please?
Yes, number 1 is 3 dimes and 4 pennies. So number 1 is 34 cents. Number 2 is 4 dimes and 2 pennies. Okay. Number 1, you have 3 dimes, so that's 10, 20, 30. And then you have 4 pennies, so it's 4 cents, so it's 34 cents, number 1. Okay?
She just say 34 cents.
34 cents. That's 3 dimes and 4 pennies. So when you're gonna, Genesis, you're gonna mute your microphone. Oh, Genesis, I think you left. Okay, so, why is everyone leaving? All right. So, number 2 on page 179 is 4 dimes. I hope everyone's with me, and 2 pennies. So we're going to count by tens to add up the dimes. 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 plus the 2 pennies is 2. So the answer is 42 cents. Guys, it's the same thing we were doing in class, counting by tens. When you count the dimes and then you count it by ones, that's how you count the pennies. We did that in class a lot, counting by tens, counting by ones. So it's the same thing with the dimes and the pennies. You know what? You guys are going to send me your homework, and I will go over it and check it and make sure you're on the right page with me. Because I want to move on to the next lesson for today. So if you have money at home, practice counting out the money. Put dimes and pennies on the table and practice counting it out. Over here I have 2 dimes and 4 pennies. So I have 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 24 cents right here. If you have a bag of coins, practice counting that out. Okay, now lesson 13.3. Look at the clock, or we're going to learn how to tell time. So we are going to go to page 529. Hi, Lucky. Page 529. What's wrong, Lux? Page 529, lesson 13.3. Okay. Everybody look at your textbook, page 529. Hi, Lux. I just have to let my doggy out. Come here. Come here, Luxie. No more to sleeping. All right. Sorry. Okay. So, page 529, 13.3. You're back, Lucky? All right. All right, go lie down. We are going on to time and a clock. Everyone, if you have a clock in your room, let's look at the clock. We're going to learn how to tell time. The top of the clock is a 12. The bottom of the clock is a 6. There are 60 minutes in an hour. 60 minutes. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So that's the number you need to use, 60. Oh, whoops. Sorry, dropped my clipboard. So on page 529, let's look at the clock. Page 529. Your homework is going to be lesson 13-3, additional practice. Every day the homework's going to match the lesson. Today's lesson is 13-3. Homework's going to be additional practice 13-3. You need to go into Math Pearson Realize to find the homework. And also the daily reviews and the topic assessments and all that is in the curriculum. Everything's in the curriculum online. So, look at the clock. Ria says the clock shows 12 o'clock. Pat says the clock shows 3 o'clock. Who do you agree with? So, on the clock, there is a long hand and a short hand. The long hand is the short hand is the hour. This tells the hour. The long hand tells the minutes. When you look at a clock, or if you have a watch, not a digital one, if you have to look like with numbers, we're gonna learn how to tell time. So you're going to look at the short hand for the hour and the long hand for the minutes. So does this clock say that it's 12 o'clock or that it is 3 o'clock? This hand says the hour is 3. It is 3 o'clock. So, page 529, it is 3 o'clock. The short hand is the hour. It is pointing to the 3. So, therefore, it is 3 o'clock. It is not 12 o'clock. It is 3 o'clock. Okay, let's turn the page. Going to page 530. Page 530, on the top of page 530, I'm going to type in page 530. Everybody should be on page 530. Sorry, Aiden. I don't know why some people are getting kicked off the call. That's why I'm making the YouTube video as a backup. So you can go on the YouTube video. So let's go through the clock. On the top of page 530, the short hand is the hour hand, and the hour hand tells what hour it is. The long hand is the minute hand. The minute hand is for the minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So if you counted from the 12 and to the 1, there are 5 minutes. When the minute hand points to the 12, we say o'clock. I don't know why. This clock shows 3 o'clock. I don't know why some of you are getting kicked off the I don't know why. I don't see anything on my end. All right, I will talk to you after the meeting if you got kicked off. So everyone's gonna look at a clock. 12's on top, 6 is on the bottom. The 3 is over here, the 9 is over here. Okay, when we start to draw a clock, 12 goes on top, 6 goes on the bottom. To the left is the 3, to the right is the 9, to the right is the 3, to the left is the 9. You're going to put in the hour and the minute hand. Remember, the shorthand is the hour hand, and the long hand is the minute hand. So that's what you need to remember. Shorthand is the hour hand, the long hand is the minute hand. So we're going to draw arms in. If we want to draw in 3 o'clock, we put the short arrow towards the hour. So let's fill in our clock numbers. 7, 8, 10, 11. Okay, so this clock reads 3 o'clock. The short hand is the 3, that is the hour. The short hand is pointing to the 3, therefore the hour is 3. The minute hand is pointing to the 12, so that means there are 0 minutes. It is 3 o'clock exactly. Once this minute hand starts moving this way, then we add minutes to our hour. So if our minute hand changes and moves over 5 minutes later, now it is 3:05. As the minute hand moves over, we add the minutes up. Once it gets all the way around the circle to the next hour, then the small hand will change and move over towards the 4. Once the long hand goes all the way around back up to the 12, that slow short hand will eventually move on to the 4, and now it'll be 4 o'clock. So the short hand is the hour. This says 4 o'clock because the short hand is the hour and the long hand is the minutes. There are no minutes on this clock right now. It is at the 12, and the hour is 4 o'clock. So on the bottom of page 530, the hour hand is pointing at the 4. The hour hand is the smaller hand. The hour hand is the shorter one, the long one is the minutes. So our clock says 4 o'clock. Number 1 is 4 o'clock. Number 1 is 4 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Number 2 is the short hand is pointing at the 9. The minute hand is pointing at the 12. Therefore, it is 9 o'clock. Number 3, the hour hand is pointing at the 3. The minute hand is pointing at the 12. So therefore it is 3 o'clock. So you're going to look at the short hand first. 3 o'clock. Turn the page. Page 531. Page 531. Number 4. The short hand is pointing at the 10. Draw the hour and minute hands to show the time. Okay, so you want your clock to say 10 o'clock. So therefore, you're going to draw in your hour is going to point your small hand, your arrow hand is going to point to the 10. And your minute hand is going to be on the 12, the 0 minutes for 10 o'clock. That's number 4. Number 5, you want to have 2 o'clock. The small hand is going to point to the 2, and there are no minutes. So it's going to be 2 o'clock. This is number 5. Number 6, they want you to write 11 o'clock. Number 6. Number 4, right, number 5 is 2 o'clock. Number 6, they want you to draw 11 o'clock. So your shorter hand is going to be drawn to the 11. The 12, the long hand stays on the 12 because there are no minutes yet. It's 12 o'clock exactly. So this is 11 o'clock. Number 7. Number 7. Hi, Leonie. Number 7 says 12 o'clock. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to draw in 12 o'clock? What number does the hour hand, the small hand, have to be pointing to? The 12. You're going to draw in the short arrow and the long arrow, both on the 12 for 12 o'clock. Both arrows are on the 12 for 12 o'clock. Okay? That's number 7, 12 o'clock. You point the small arrow at the 12 and the long arrow at the 12 to be exactly 12 o'clock. Number 8, 6 o'clock. Where do we want the small arrow, the hour hand, to point for 6 o'clock? This is easy peasy, right? You're drawing the arrow, the small arrow, the short arrow to the hour. 6 o'clock. This is number 8. Number 8 on page 531 is 6 o'clock. It's number 8. Number 9. If we want the clock to say 1 o'clock, what do we have to do? This is number 9. We want our clock to say 1 o'clock. We're going to point our short hour hand towards the 1. 1 o'clock. Okay, number 10, I think you're catching on. Number 10, we want our clock to say 5 o'clock. Where does the small short arrow hand going to point to? To the 5. Number 11, 8 o'clock. We want to point the short arrow to the 8. 8 o'clock. The short arrow is on the 8. So I think you guys are catching on. Number 12, put in a time. You write in your own time on the clock and then draw it. Everyone's answers will be different. Draw in a time, short hand to the arrow, the long hand on the 12, and put in what is your time. All right, I will look at that when I check your lesson plan. Let's go on to page 532, number 13. Page 532, number 13. It says, look for patterns. Sarah wakes up at 7 o'clock. Draw the hands on the clock to show 7 o'clock. if we want to draw 7 o'clock, where does the short hour hand have to point? To the 7. That's number 13 on page 532. Page 532, number 13. Seven o'clock. Number 14, each string on a guitar makes a different sound. When it vibrates, Joe starts tuning his guitar at 9 o'clock. It takes him 1 hour to finish. 9 o'clock, add an hour. If we start at 9, this is number 14. If we start at 9 o'clock and it takes us 1 hour to do something, when we finish, we need to move our clock. We need to move our clock up to the next number. What is the next number after 9? Yes, 10. Now it is at 10 o'clock. So this is number 14. Number 14 is 10 o'clock. An hour past 9 o'clock is 10 o'clock. Okay. Number 15, I eat dinner at 6 o'clock. Karen starts playing soccer at 5. Draw the hour and hands on the clock to show what time she starts playing soccer. Then write a sentence about an activity you would do at that time. Okay, so Sarah plays soccer at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to say that I eat dinner at 6 o'clock. So if I eat dinner at 6 o'clock, I'm going to draw that time on my clock. So everyone's answers are going to be different. My answer for 15 is I eat dinner at 6 o'clock. And this is what my clock looks like at 6 o'clock. I don't know why you guys are getting kicked out. You should go on the YouTube video. I'll post it as soon as I can. Number 16, Bill likes to read after 3 o'clock and before 5 o'clock. Which clock shows the time? What? What? Number 14? Number 14. Joe starts stringing his guitar at 9 o'clock. It takes him 1 hour to finish. So, if he starts an activity at 9 o'clock, draw 9 o'clock. This is 9 o'clock. It keeps muting me for some reason. Okay. This is number 14, Maribel. Maribel, look, this is 9 o'clock, right? See? Look at the picture that I drew on the whiteboard. This clock says 9 o'clock because the small hour hand, the short hour hand is pointing at the 9. So if I'm going to do an activity, it's going to take me 1 hour to do that activity. We need to move our clock a whole hour. And once we move this minute hand all the way around, it turns to the next hour. So it's going to move from the 9 o'clock hour up to the 10 o'clock hour. So our clock, when we're done with our activity, now our clock will look like this. 10 o'clock. You see? That was number 14. Number 16. Number 16 says, Bill likes to read after 3 o'clock and before 5 o'clock. Which clock shows the time Bill might read? So if it's after 3, A says 3 o'clock because the shorthand is pointing at the 3. B says 5 o'clock. He likes to read in between, somewhere in between 3 and 5. So D says 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is not in between 3 and 5. So we want a number in between 3 and 5, which would be 4 o'clock. He wants to read in between 3 and 5. This is number 16, and it is C. He wants to read in between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So he's going to read at 4 o'clock. In between the 3 and the 5. In between the 3 and the 5 is the 4 o'clock. So this is in between the 3 and the 5 is 4 o'clock. He's going to read at 4 o'clock, C, on page 532. Okay. I need to end the lesson now. If you have questions, you can email me or chat with me. Your homework is going to be additional practice 13-3, pages 181 and 182. I will type that in for you. Homework, additional practice pages 181 and 182. The homework will always be what we did in class that day. It'll be additional practice, same lesson, lesson 13-3. So today is 13-3. Tomorrow will be 13-4, Friday will be 13-5. Math goes in order. So you will see your assignments in Teams under first grade math. You will go into assignments and you can read all the assignments. Then you go into the math curriculum to see the actual pages. And then whatever you send to me, I will check off. Okay, so we're going to end first grade math April 1st, and I will see you later for science. Bye.